What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Burndown YouTube channel. And before we get started today, I want to send a big thank you to every single branch of the military, active or not. Thank you very much for your service. Thank you for this holiday. And also, I couldn't do the things that I couldn't make this video. I couldn't drive cars fast. I couldn't build the things that I do if we didn't have the freedoms we have. And that is in part due to you guys. So thank you very much for that. And today's video kind of coincides with that because we got a package here sitting over here. We're going to move it in a second from my boys over at Warr Performance. They're a veteran-owned company. All those guys served. They all served you. They served me. They served this beautiful country and wonderful place that we call the United States of America, where we live. So thank you very much, guys. Today is a very appropriate video, and it's pretty awesome because it's dealing with transmission parts of all things, because somebody, I'm not going to name any names, ruined the transmission in the Winnebago. But I want to put a 4L80E in the Malibu as well. I need the freeway gears, so the dry portion of race week when I go next year won't be miserable like it was last time. We can go a little quicker. So Jason, the guys over at Warr, are awesome, and I spoke to him about it, and I was like, man, this is a plan for when I come back. I'm not going to be able to make it this year, and so on. Well, he was starting to set pieces and parts aside for me because they are one of my sponsors, and they have been more than gracious. And they're like I said, I couldn't ask for all of the kindness and all the love and support that they've shown me. So thank you very much, guys. And the thing that is awesome, and they've actually even inspired me, is they're not a big conglomerate. I had somebody on here asking for, well, you get all this free stuff, or you get stuff and you're sponsored, where's our basically like kickback stuff for buying from them, and we want like a code. Well, the reality is the margins on all the stuff, like if you have hot rod parts, you buy things, the margins aren't that great. And Summit and Jegs and all these guys are giant because it's just a giant conglomerate. They've been doing it a long time, and they've been in business for a long time. If you're a small independent like these guys are, the margin's so slim anyway. If they gave you a discount, they probably wouldn't make a dime. And that is the honest truth. So when you're supporting them, you're supporting normal hot rodding guys. If you watch Race Week, if you saw the LS Fest, I was pitting with them. They bring their own cars. They're not all these raced out Steve Morris engines and crazy LSX blocks and stuff. They're running normal sloppy mechanic stuff, junkyard things, just like you and I. That's the budget that they're on. So they need as much support as we can give them. So without further ado, let's open this up. I have no idea what they sent, but I know it's 4L80 related stuff. And this video works both ways. It's awesome because we're going to get some stuff. I'll get surprised. And then you guys will have a better idea of some of the things that they actually carry, because they have a wide array of things. They have more stuff than when I first started going through their catalog and getting things from them. I had no idea the magnitude of things that they carried, and they actually stock a lot of stuff. So if you can't find pieces and parts, Holley stuff, fittings, 4L80, whatever stuff's in this box we're going to check out right now, they may have it on the shelf. So reach out to them. We'll show you the Instagram. We'll give you the website. Without further ado, let's go open some stuff. Coming in hot. All right. So sorry about the fisheye view, because you guys are actually sitting on the transmission table where the transmission that I blew apart for the Winnebago is currently sitting. So you guys are sitting on my workbench, and you're really close to where I'm sitting right now. So we'll change it back when I get more room, but my garage is only so big, right? All right, let's dig in the box and see what we got. Lots of packing material. All right. See, this is what I'm talking about. So, first off, the harness. So these, you always want to replace this. I actually knew this going into it, but I hadn't started looking for replacement parts because I just barely took the transmission apart. So this is your wire harness. So this goes inside. These wires sit and live in the transmission fluid and all that. So it's always a great idea to replace these. So they obviously have these in stock over at Warr Performance. So that is a good one. Okay, here's this Sonex Performance line booster kit. So this is a kit to boost your line pressure. I'm sure it has instructions and all the fancy stuff in there. So we'll go through that. I'm also working with Ryan Jans on this transmission build for the Bago. So I'm shipping parts to him, and he has a particular way because he is a transmission builder that he does things. So some of this stuff we may use, some of it we may not, but the cool part is all this stuff is available from Warr Performance. So if you're putting together your own kit, you don't have a Ryan Jans in your corner, or you can't send stuff to them, or however that works out, these are things that you can get and do yourself from Warr Performance. ATP, I'm assuming this is like a gasket, pan gasket, so that's cool. Big old pan gasket. I'm gonna run out of room real quick. Yeah, these are all pieces and parts, especially because these transmissions, you're gonna get a core, stuff's old, right? And doesn't want to hold up. All right, more stickers. Warr Performance, thank you guys. I like the quality of your stickers. You guys stepped it up, because I remember in the beginning they weren't very good, but these ones are actually nice. This is some package. We're gonna open it up. No idea what it is. It's like Christmas for transmissions. All right, so I know what some of these are. Yep. So these are killer. You're gonna need these, and then especially on the later 4L80, it has this goofy fitting here. And I mentioned that in the video when I tore it down. A lot of people, if you don't take this fitting out, the guts won't come out of the transmission. So I knew that from watching other videos and things, but this is the right thread pitch, and then it has the adapter on it. And they make these, stock these in-house. I don't know if they make them, I don't know where they get them, but they stock them, and then you can call them up and get those for your transmission build. Yeah, these are, wow, lots of hard parts, so this is all killer. So these are all different bearings. Transmission thrust bearing kit. So there you go. And you're going to need all this stuff too. If you roach a transmission, you get one out of the yard. These are all things. So bushing kit HD case with bearings. So I think this is the no walk. Yeah, I think this is the no walk bushing. So if you build a 4L80, this goes, I believe in the very bottom of the case. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But this is an important part, and that's something that you want to install. So this is, yeah, definitely needs to go in there. Shit, this is probably a shim kit. So genuine. Oh, no, it's just a bearing. So more hard parts. And it's funny because you go on the transmission, and I'm like, these look good, that looks good. But it's funny because they obviously know me well enough that they're like, just replace it, Dane, because we know you're going to be an idiot and stick things back in. What is this? More Sonex stuff, a bracket. So this is killer. This is an aftermarket piece from Sonex. So this actually holds the wire from the back side, the plug, because sometimes the tabs and things break off or whatever, you go to plug it in, it pushes it into the pan. So this thing is killer. I've seen this too. So we will definitely be using that. Here's some more springs. So I believe these are, oh, this is a piston. This is one of the pistons for one of the valves. Again, I'm still learning on the transmission deal, so I know where this goes. I could point it out, but I don't know the technical term for it, which I'm gonna have to learn because Ryan keeps telling me technical terminology, and I'm like, I don't know. So, yeah, this is a replacement piston. I think this is the, it looks like a pin as well. So maybe this is a pin for something. I don't know. Leave in the comment section what that's for. I know it's not reverse. It's not the, I don't know. I'm just going to start rambling and saying dumb stuff, and I don't know what I'm talking about, so we'll just quit. Shim kit, front and rear end play for the 4L80, 4L85. This is Sonex, so this is a bunch of different shims, so you use to shim the stacks that are in the transmission. And this is very important. This is basically the difference between life and death, from what I understand, for like the 4L80 and your TH400s, is getting all the clearances correct inside the transmission. And I think that's where a lot of people get things wrong. So another spring, it's a 1, 2, 2, 3 valve shift for the 4L80. So there's a spring in here. So this is probably for greater line pressure. You stick, you won't stick all those things in there. And then this, I don't know what this guy is. Let's see. Premium quality or less. Oh, that's pretty sweet. Look at this, like Christmas. So somebody, so you guys actually watched the video. That's bitchin'. look at that. A new shiny pan with the drain and all. Yeah, let me show you guys real quick. Thank you very much, guys. This is funny. All right, this thing's filthy. Whoa! This thing's filthy and full of parts, but you can see there's a hole where they dropped it in the core place. So that's not supposed to be like that. So thank you, Warr, for the replacement. So yeah, even a new pan, if you get your pan roached, this is all black. This thing looks official. So awesome, very, very cool. And I believe too, I'm not for certain, but I don't know if you really need the deep pan on the 480 because it already has so much fluid in it. You can leave in the comments if you do build 480s, if you use like the extended big pan, but I don't think I'm gonna go for that route. I don't think I need all that stuff. So let me throw this back in here. Danced around on these little popper things. This is all the stuff I took out. I kept walking on it. So, yeah, a lot of good parts, a lot of stuff, a lot of Sonex stuff. Pretty much everything in there I should be able to utilize. And then another friend of mine I have over here on the ground, I might as well show you. My shop is completely a wreck. But I'm next to these guys, Automatic Kings. And then this has like seals and these guys. And we've got hard parts. Lots of bushings. So, yeah, these are a bunch of outer lip seals. So anyway, I think there's some bands and some other stuff in here as well. So, throw this back down. Yeah, so between all that stuff, we're looking pretty good. I'm still collecting parts. I've got to send a few items to Ryan Jans next week. And then he's going to modify a couple things. I think the valve body and the pump. And then we're going to dual feed it and all that fun stuff that everybody has mentioned. So we can slap it back together. And then the deadline, I don't really have any big events coming up, but I do have an annual camping trip. So I have to load my family and drive this thing to Kern River. But before we do that, I'd like to put it together quick enough that we can go try the burnouts again. And then, you know, I know it's going to work next time, right, guys? So that way, if we have any other issues, you know, things happen, life happens when you're doing dumb things. I really don't want to have to pull the thing out twice, but, you know, we're just going to wing it and we're going to let it fly. A guy did have a pretty good idea, though. So my original burnout, I did it right here, basically in front of my house. And he said it would be cool to do it with the fancy style motorhome now in the same spot. And then in editing and post, I could take the original burnout, and then once it starts roasting the tires, and then morph it into the new Winnebago as it rolled out. So I was like, man, that's pretty cool. But I kind of don't want to do two. Let me know what you guys think on that idea, because it would be easy to film if I roasted it. I don't have to drive it anywhere. I just pull it back in my driveway, and it would make for a cool like burnout video. But it's not going to make as cool a picture, in my opinion. I don't think so. Let me know what you guys think. And I really don't feel like doing 2 or 3 of these burnouts. Like, we're not trying to tear this thing down. I'm not trying to do it every single time I go out to an event or anything like that. We need to capture the picture, and we need to get it to the right parties, get a video for you guys, and then we'll move on with life. I have other fun stuff I'd like to do with the Bago besides knocking transmissions out of it all the time. So that is pretty much that. The other thing I want to mention is, you know, I'm very fortunate that I have this YouTube channel. I put a lot of work and effort. I have fantastic sponsors on board, and everybody is very kind to me, you know, and all this isn't just free stuff. Some of the stuff I get discounts. Sometimes I do get some items that, you know, are low or no cost. But ultimately, it inspired me. I'm like, man, you know, if guys like Warr can help a guy like me, you know, what am I doing to help others as well? You know, because you don't, this is how the world works. You don't just take everything and you're like, you just sit on your big pile of stuff and you're like, oh, it's all about me. So I reached out to my buddy. If you remember, you know, Smog Exempt, he had the A body. And then it was the A team, and we would always go racing. Most of the time I'd watch him race because my car was always down. So his name's Reed Davis. And he's putting together a little teeny tiny car. So go follow him. It's Smog Exempt. He's building, it's like a Chevette, but it's, what is it? It's an Isuzu. But essentially it's like the same size like a Starlet or like a Chevette. It's like this little teeny tiny crap box of a car. And he's going overboard with it, right? So I made a phone call to him the other day. And what we're going to do is, because I'm going to an overdrive transmission, his car is so tiny and light, he just wants to go glide because he doesn't really have room and he doesn't really need it. So we're going to pay it forward with my transmission stuff. So we already kind of had that worked out, because I'm like, I have good quality stuff, and then he's building a little car, he was already going glide, so we're going to kind of, you know, pay it forward with that. And I was like, I'm going to make you a deal you can't refuse, or, you know, we'll just basically give it to you for as cheap as humanly possible that I could do. And then I got to thinking, you know, that's cool to help somebody like that, but I want to go a step further. And he's always beating his head against the wall. He was the 4.8 guy, and then now he is talking about maybe like an aluminum 5.3. Well, I buy and sell junkyard LS motors, you guys may or may not know. I've been doing it for quite a while, and I have a network, and I buy these things and sell them, and then I just do kind of volume on the things, as many as I can do. I wouldn't call it volume. I do a couple a month or whatever, but I don't have a big profit margin on them. I just get them and move them. Well, because I get those things, and because he is so into like his 4.8s and 5.3 stuff, like doesn't want to use displacement or spend extra money on engines, I guess, per se, because he's hard-headed. I called him and I was like, look, I want to sponsor the engine portion of his car. That doesn't mean fancy, awesome stuff. That means he's going to get a Rothschild 6-liter that he can rebuild. I'm going to get together with Warr and with everybody else as much as I can, and I'm going to buy all the parts myself. I want to get the bearings and get all the stuff, and I want to start stacking things up just like how Warr helped me out. They have this box where they've been putting parts in. I'm going to do the same thing, and I want to sponsor the engine build for the most part if I can for Reed. So no money, no nothing. I'm going to get him the block. We'll see what we can do about pistons and all that other fun stuff, and we'll see how far I can take it. I'm not made of money by any stretch, but I figure if other people can do this and help me out and set a little bit aside, you know, here and there, I come across deals and different things here and there as well. And yeah, he may not get brand new pistons or brand new rods or brand new whatever, but we're going to do whatever we can to put the best engine that I can kind of help him put together. And we want to give him some displacement, because that little car is going to be a rocket ship. So when I called him, I said, dude, he's putting the cage and all the tubing and everything in the car. I said, put the extra bars in for the 7s. And I was like, you know, it seems like a pipe dream, but that car's so little, so light, that I think my car could probably be in the 8s at some point, and his car ain't gonna weigh nothing. It'll be half of what my car weighs. So if we can put the big booty Judy out here somewhere in the 8s, even high 8s or whatever, low 9s, he's gonna be, I don't know, that car, the little teeny tiny car he has, that thing's gonna fly. So that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna pay it forward. He's getting all my transmission goodies. When I move on from my transmission to the 480, we're gonna pass that along as best we can, and then I'm gonna find him an engine, and then I'm gonna see what I can do and pull as many strings as possible, and then I'm gonna spend my own money, and we're gonna put something together for him. And like I said, it may be used stuff, it may be junk or whatever, but he's not gonna need 1,000,000 horsepower to go fast. So that's what I'm gonna try to do, because I want to pay it forward. I think that's what hot rodding's all about. I wanted to throw it in there so everybody's not like, oh, you always get all this stuff. It's like, no, you know, I feel it. I want to help too. You know, I try to pay it forward and try to help when and where I can as well. So that's it for today. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Thank you again for everybody's service. I hope you guys enjoyed, and then we'll get back to regularly scheduled videos tomorrow. I'm out.